I said I was going to do one plot mission. We're just going to start doing them. Oh, I don't have a choice. I have to lunk this one. Sure. But honestly, frankly, get out of here, Master Sword. It's time for the Axeman to do his thing. Alright, attire. Pants. That seems right. Link looks like a Fallout Raider somehow. This is... yeah, that's... sounds about right.
With the discovery of the knight who seals the darkness, hope spread among the people of Hyrule, yet unease lingered in the princess's heart. No matter how much she devoted herself to training and research, doubts plagued her. To clear her mind, Princess Zelda joined the pilots on a mission to investigate some unusual relics. Alas, their expedition bore no fruit, and they set off on the road back to Hyrule Castle.
I might want to consider just starting to do all the side missions off camera. There just might be too many of them.
How can I... if I am unable to awaken my inner power? That's so...
Nighty-night.
I remember you.
Enemy ahead!
Okay. Not doing the greatest against this Moblin. Part of the problem is... part of the problem I'm running into with the Moblin is I'm not in front of it. Well, there it goes. Oh, that is incredibly effective. Okay. Yes, we do have more of these enemies. Where am I in this process? I'm a little disappointed for this one that they're like, yeah, and you gotta play as Link. And it's like, what? What if I don't want to play as Link? And the answer is always, nope, you don't get a choice, boyo. Then again, now that I have two-handed weapons on Link, it's not so bad. Whew. Bam. Gosh, there are just so many bokoblins in this mess. Like, dango. Oh, we've actually got a time limit on this one. That's unusual. Not really a big problem. But it I'm not used to it. Okay, eat snack, then continue to kill. When in doubt, go fast. The extremely deadly way. Must eat snack. Okay. Now, I think these are just... I think this is just kind of like a generic series of outposts, nothing more. How are there so many? Like, I get it, this is the past. But at the same time, like... Boy, howdy. Like, what were these things doing? Just breeding non-stop? How do they even support a population like this? You can't. Like, they don't have farming or agriculture, and there's no way that they were able to, like, raid the Kingdom of Hyrule for sufficient amounts of, like, food and so on and so forth to actually keep this entire population going. Blood Moon magic. I guess, but even then, like, shit. There we go. Trying to get that flurry rush. I just figured they were summoned by Ganon. Didn't logically need to make sense. I guess it's just like every once in a while when you see like evil armies and stuff, and it's like, is there a logistic here? And I've seen a couple of stories and games and whatnot that actually will acknowledge that, like, there is no sustainable way to feed all of these creatures, and the entire plan is just to keep going until they burn themselves out. And there's like no sense of sustainability or like plan after the fact. What's a good example? Like, well, actually, interestingly enough, like, the Mongols, major conquering force in our world. And they actually, like, had a legit plan for what they were going to do with all their conquered populations to some degree. Truly, they still spread themselves way too thin. And it, you know, ended up kind of destroying their empire, but, like, they at least had some sense of kind of like, yep, we know exactly what we're doing here. Yeah, like the Urukai. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Okay, one too many hits. But that's fine. Hello, Blue Mubbin. You can never go wrong with an undead army. You kinda can. It depends on the undead. Like, vampires, for example. I've always been super confused about, like, certain vampire armies, because... like, realistically, if you were to have a vampire army of any variety, you would have to have... let's see. You know, some amount of the regular living populace kind of around as cattle. Otherwise, you're just not going to have enough blood. Unless you can subsist off of other things, kind of depending on certain vampire populations. But it's not... like, I've absolutely seen vampire media where they just had zero game plan. And we're just like, we're just gonna... eliminate all, you know, filthy humans from this world. And it's like, but what will you eat then? And I've never heard, like, the follow-up to that one. It's kind of the same with the, survival of the fittest evil bad guys that is like, I'm gonna plunge this world into the chaos and only the strong will survive and it will be good for humanity. It's like, how are you gonna feed yourself? Like, cannibalism only goes so far in this situation before you have inevitably just don't have anybody left.
What?
I see.
Okay. Do we have a... notable bad boy here? Not really. See, Daybreakers was a good vampire movie that addressed this. I don't think I've ever seen or heard of Daybreakers. I should look into it. But I legitimately want to see more media where the bad guys clearly have, like, a plan. And their plan might not even necessarily be a terrible one. But too often... I feel like, bad guys in stories... they have, like, zero plan and they're just kind of there for reasons. Just to be bad, and, you know, maybe they have a motivation, but they have no idea of how they're actually going to succeed at what they're trying to do. They're just going to be bad for the sake of it. Oh, that didn't work. I'm pressing the wrong button for the sacrifice damage. I was wondering about that one. Shouldn't discourage villains with silly stuff like logistics. But the logistics matter. Like... oftentimes in a story, the difference between a good villain and a bad villain is logistics. There we go. Given how terrible a lot of writers are at making plans, I feel like I prefer villains with no plan. The ones that have a plan often wind up having a super dumb one, like Thanos. So I was actually going to bring that up. It's like, I legitimately crave a alternate retelling of Infinity War and stuff, where Thanos wasn't a goddamn moron. That was just like, well, we have a population problem, time to just get rid of half of it. It's like, that doesn't help. And like, within 2 generations, you'll just be right back where you started, numbnuts. I think his idea was that, you know, somehow that was gonna, like, convince people that, like, if half the population's gone, it'll just... you know, with half the population gone... Oh, you know what? Maybe Thanos had a point. Look at how much easier life is now that we have so many less people using up all of our resources. But even then, like, it's not great. He's killed half once, he'll just do it again in 2 generations. But it, like, toasted his arm. Like, it wasn't good for Thanos. What's that? There you are. Okay. Like... Maybe if Thanos could withstand the Infinity Gauntlet over and over again, but he couldn't. And that's kind of where I get stuck on the whole thing. It's just like... It wasn't a sustainable plan, and it had no, like, foresight. It was just like 50 years of maybe a reprieve. Maybe. And movies Thanos is kind of different from comic Thanos. I know. I don't actually know enough about comic Thanos to really comment on him. Because I know for the most part, comic Thanos is just in love with death, and also just wants to conquer things. Okay. We're about to get an ice one. Man, they really wanted me to have brought the, how? They really wanted the Master Sword for this one. Okay. There goes. I guess maybe I'll have to start using the Master Sword on Link. Just for when these guys show up. Well, that's frustrating. Okay. Ow. There we go. These guys are massive time wasters. If you have the Master Sword, it's not bad at all. Like, they're complete jobbers. But if you have anything else, nah. But no, I've read, like, a shit ton of books and, you know, stories and so on and so forth over the years. And one thing that's always bothered me is that so many of the villains just have no real plan and no real good motivation. It's just like kind of bad for the sake of bad. Like I crave more stories where it's just like there straight up is like no objective good guy. And I feel like a lot of stories handle this by making every person morally ambiguous. Which I think can work, but you end up with a lot of situations like, oh gosh, would it be like Game of Thrones kind of? Where your bad guys or your good guys are also kind of terrible people. Yeah, Fire Lord Ozai. I'll just torch the world with my zeppelins. And like, I would have been down if Ozai was just like, hey, look, our current setup is super inefficient, and like, look at all this technology that, you know, we enlightened Fire Nation people. Okay. Oh, I'm getting lightninged. That's what it is. I feel like I don't have these problems as much with Daruk. I think it's mainly just there aren't nearly as many... There aren't as many just random enemies all over the place to smack me around. Let's see. There we go. I did the wrong thing. I didn't even... Oh, hey! That's a good way of getting my temp health back. There we go. Oh, he's still alive. There we go. Okay. That should be good enough. Eat a snack. Go. We're good. To be fair, Ganon's never been about logic or ruling. Like, how rad would it have been if Ganon's whole, like, business... I said this, like, yesterday, but I really... want, like, a... I really want a super solid, like, Legend of Zelda, where all Ganon wants to do is, like, Holy shit, did I just kill that Talus? I think I did. There we go. But yeah, if Ganon was all about just like making a better world for the Gerudo who have, you know, been marginalized or, you know, forced back into this desert or any number of things, that would instantly make Ganon a lot more interesting of a character. Okay, so we got some stuff. Oh, a rusty halberd. Hey, we can actually go turn that in. Him despising weakness is the Triforce of Power. It doesn't even have to be, like, purely just, like, I hate weak people. Like, it could be slightly deeper than that.
Link, he's become so much stronger.
And yet I have not. I presume that's what you're thinking? Hmm?
More and more monsters have been appearing lately. It is a sign that the calamity draws near. So, there isn't much time. And still, no sign of my power awakening.
Little bird. Perhaps you are missing the point, comparing your progress to Link's. It's the same boy he was before acquiring that sword. He will rise to any challenge with no hesitation. That's all there is to it.
Beating the shit out of him?
In that regard, you two are one and the same. Look how hard you've worked to get this far.
Well, you see,
What did the great Deku Tree say? There's no need to fret, princess. I know that you are where you need to be. You must accept that too.
Thank you, Urbosa.
The pilots of the divine beasts, and the knight with the key to defeating Calamity Ganon. In a grand ceremony, these 5 heroes convened, and King Rome bestowed upon each the title of champion. The people gave cheer, the ceremony drew to an end, and the champions enjoyed a moment of rest.
We did it. We have all the pieces on the board to stop the calamity. With the knight who seals the darkness, the 4 champions, and you, of course, I'm positive we can turn back the...
Huh?
Would you stop making a nuisance of yourself? Unlike you, the princess is extremely busy. Hey! Oh, you cut it out. Oh, now listen, you... Oh. Stop that! We're trying to help the princess here.
Come on, you two. There's no need to fight.
Oh, how dare you act so disrespectfully in front of Her Highness! You troublesome teapot!
So, Daruk, about what we discussed.
So you're ready to begin your training. Let's get to it.
Thank you. I hope to become stronger so that I can fight alongside... Oh, no. I was just,
Enough. Leave me out of this. If you must fight, do it elsewhere.
Come back here, you whiny little... Oh,
stop it. How asinine.
I really do like how they characterize everybody so much better in this one. I love Breath of the Wild, but there was definitely kind of this feeling of holy shit, that's way too much. Oh my god. Alright, yeah. I think we might want to consider rolling back some of the side quests. like, a lot. Let's see. Oh, no, different type of turkey drumstick. I'm gonna have to get some things. Damn. So, it's not that I don't want to complete the side quests, is that I might specifically, I might get a number of these side quests done just on my own, off stream and potentially even off camera. Because it's like, I like it, but at the same time, talking over all of this, I could just skip. Finest tailor in the land. Tailor employed by the royal family of Hyrule says that he'd like to flex his garment-making muscles by creating clothes fit for battle. Bring him some sturdy materials to work with. Oh, that's convenient. So can you pilot all the divine beasts? We haven't piloted the one in the desert yet, but we might be able to. With the hardy materials you provided, the tailor was able to craft clothes that were at once lightweight and much, much stronger. They're bound to be of use in battles to come. Okay. Impa bonus combo plus some other junk plus missions. Ayy! Miners in Eldon have noticed some rather precarious boulders over their heads. Some foods that'll give workers the extra muscle they need to shift those big rocks.
Good stuff.
Thanks to the food's empowering effects, the miners move these boulders aside with no trouble. Now they can work more safely and perhaps even expand their mining operations. Now I can mash Y with Daruk even more. A new event called the Gut Check Challenge has been set up in the famed Gut Check Rock. Lord Daruk will take the first climb. Give him a gift that'll help him scale the rock more quickly.
The next battle's on me.
With throngs of spectators looking on, Daruk took the Gut Check Challenge for the first time and made it all the way to the top. Excitement filled the air as others attempted to match his feat. More special. Yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of time to clear through all of these. I mean, it might not take too long, but hey, I can finally get this one done. Feast of Greens, restaurant known for a menu based on the mountain's bounty, is planning a dinner party where the theme is wild greens. Collect what they need to feed a hungry crowd.
Bravo! Superb!
The restaurant held its dinner party, and the turnout was incredible. The greens you gathered made for a memorable dish, and the restaurant taught you the recipe in thanks. Perfect dodge timing window increase. Okay. It's like, it's real tempting to just fill out all of these. I might as well. Anything that I lack, I can just get more of as I play. With the materials and budget lined up, the spa introduced its new offering. Massages. It sounds like Urbosa is looking forward to trying out the new service for herself. I didn't read the first part of that. I should probably play as Urbosa at some point. Maybe. In Rito Village, there's talk of hosting a gliding tournament to test competitors' speed and precision. Ravioli's itching to compete, but the organizers need help getting the new event off the ground. Organizers had everything they needed to make the gliding tournament a reality. Throughout the Rito Village, competitors trained for the big day. Even Ravioli refined his airborne skills. Now I can mash Y more. Still can't do that one. I don't have enough fish. Maybe I got the merchant for it, though. Yeah, what I'd like to do is get more merchants that actually sell what I'm looking for, but it looks like nope. Generations of Kakariko villagers have passed down a secret taming method that, when practiced correctly, is said to impart a new skill. Impa plans to give it a shot, but she'll need some supplies.
New power, new hope.
The time-honored training technique involved chopping vegetables faster than the eye could perceive. Impa found that this did indeed teach her a new move. And hey, not a bad lunch. And we get the chic outfit. A lunk. There we go. I kind of wish every time you got like a higher tier on this, it would give you a permanent bonus that wasn't just resources. Like more EXP or better drop rates or like a couple of resources here and there. Alas. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like to continue this, I'm going to need chicken legs for that one. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to not redo some missions, but I'm going to have to do some missions. We'll do them tomorrow. Because I'm having a good time, but I want to do more. You get a cosmetic for fully clearing each region. I mean, cosmetics are nice, but I was kind of hoping for, like, just regular supplies of fish. Okay.